Well, good afternoon. Today is Thursday, June the 11th, and it's my pleasure to bring the most recent update for the city of Belleville as we deal with the COVID-19 virus outbreak. Well, where do you think I am today? Would I surprise you if I told you we were in the pool at the Kinsmen Aquatic Center on Dundas Street? This is the pool that so many people in Belleville learned how to swim in. And it was operated by the Kinsmen Club, and for many, many years. The city of Belleville has now assumed it, and we operate it, and we're doing a little bit of spring maintenance. It's a little bit later. Normally the pool is open by now, but because of the COVID-19 situation and the restrictions, we've been able to do some additional maintenance, and it'll be, we're still trying to figure out, I'll talk about a little bit about that in a little bit about pools. We're still trying to figure out how things are gonna go. Here in our health board region, so the Prince Edward Hastings Health Board, from stretching from Bancroft all the way down to Prince Edward County, including Belleville and Quinte West, we have been performing very well as we have up throughout the time. We've only had 43 confirmed cases of COVID-19, and I am really exciting that we will have a confirmation of 0 active cases in our region in the next day or two. So we've been really working hard. We flattened that curve. And as a result, the province of Ontario was allowing us to go into what's called the phase 2 of the reopening plan. And that will be effective tomorrow morning, just after midnight. The city of Belleville will be part of the phase 2 area. Number of things will be allowed to happen again, including personal care, including barbershops, hair salons, beauty salons. And so I know that a number of them are so excited to be back in business, opening up for their customers. They've been contacting people, making reservations. The only thing I would just say for them and for everybody else is I just continue to understand this is a big disruption, not just for us as residents and as customers, but also for the businesses that are providing those services. So please be aware of that. Also, shopping centers will be able to open again with restrictions. We'll be able to have tasting tours and guide services, including for fishing, for hiking, but also our wineries, breweries, and distilleries will be able to open for business. Beaches, camping, outdoor facilities for things like outdoor team sports. No games and no scrimmages are allowed, but teams can now start to practice outdoors, and the province is doubling the group size. So for the past little while, we've only been able to have 5 people who are not cohabitating. Effective tomorrow, that will go to 10, and so that is very exciting. And perhaps something that I think most of us are talking about is the fact that patios are opening tomorrow here in Belleville. The city has been fully facilitating this process. We are doing whatever we can to ensure that our businesses are able to reopen. We're getting out of the way. As I've said, 2020 is an unusual year, and we are having to take unprecedented steps as we deal with that. Also, this week at City Council, we talked about the downtown al fresco initiatives, and so they are going to be proceeding. That will come along with additional outdoor patios. I want to take a moment just talk about some of the struggles the city is going through as we make some decisions. I mentioned that part of phase 2, a number of things have been allowed to open, including pools, splash pads, wading pools. But I have to be honest that we're not really sure how that will impact us for the city. On Monday this week at City Council, I was all ready to cancel all summer programs and summer camps and outdoor activities on city property for the remainder of the summer. And then we had late in that afternoon, right during council meeting, the province announced some of these changes. So we've taken that back. But right now we're considering all the restrictions that they would have in place for us if we were to open up those facilities. So I'm not saying that we made up our minds, but I just want people to know that it becomes very, very difficult. A pool like this one here, only being allowed to have 3 or 4 people in it, it makes it very difficult from an operations point of view. The restrictions on splash pads, where we have to have it fenced off and have to have staff inside and outside and ensuring all these issues, are very, very problematic for a city. And we're trying to do what's best to understand that residents want to have these services, but at the same time understanding what the cost will be to the city to do the extra work this year, but also the difficulty that we would have in restricting people. So more information on childcare services, summer camps, public transit will all come out in the next little while, but I did want to take a moment just to explain some of those challenges. So the last thing I do in my videos and my updates, I always try to talk about something that is bright, a bright light or some good news. And I want to take a moment and just talk about graduation 2020. As you know, we have many high schools in Belleville, and we have many high school students that are graduating and going on to their lives. This is not a graduation that they were expecting, nor is it like we've had in the past. But I want to applaud the school board and principals and teachers to make sure that they're still having a graduation ceremony, albeit by virtual, albeit through a drive-through process where they're getting their diplomas, and I see people around town taking pictures. But it's an important step in your lives. It's what we call a coming of age, and I want to say congratulations to all the graduates out there. And I also want to point out that Loyalist College also has a number of graduates, people that are from Belleville or they've traveled to Belleville, but they're also graduating. Congratulations, Loyalist College graduates. Congratulations, high school graduates. Congratulations, grade 8 graduates, both to you and your families. We will not forget 2020 in a lot of ways, also because of this graduation. So I will be back in a few days to give another update. I'll hope to have some more information regarding summer activities and playgrounds and the sanitation protocols that we're required to do. But until then, thanks for checking in, and all the best.